Hey, this is Bill Wynn, and in this video we're going to look at replicating an error that people are having with their Pro Wallet being out of sync. I'm going to attempt to imitate that error to show how the error happens, and then we're going to fix that. So I recommend anybody watches this video so you can troubleshoot other team members or other miners, and to also obviously learn how to fix it yourself. The other thing I'm going to do is really encourage you to watch this step by step. You can pause the video when you need to do something. You can always back the video up to re-watch something. But I think the primary reason why people are having the out of sync is because they just ran through without thinking about the settings that they were changing in their operating system, or if they watched the video I did, they didn't watch it closely, or they would have seen how to answer the questions that arose. So with that, let's go and get started. We're going to go to ProCommerce. Now I am on a Windows, an old Dell Inspiron, and it's old, and I am running Windows 10 on it. So here I'm going to first download the Windows wallet. You see you have three options here. You can download for Ubuntu, Apple, or Windows. This is a Windows machine. Now this is not available for tablets or mobile devices. Mining does take a certain amount of computing power, and it's not developed for those applications, and I'm not sure if those applications are coming. I'll be back when that finishes downloading. Okay, the download has finished, and in this case there's different browsers that treat download files differently, but here you can typically click on that and put show in folder. That's going to go directly to where you had the file saved when you downloaded it. For the sake of working with it more easily, I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's on the desktop, and that's where I downloaded it anyway. But I do like to put things on the desktop because that makes them easier to find. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to unzip this. You see the .zip, that means it's a zip file and it needs to be unpacked like a suitcase. So I double clicked on it, and here you see the ProCurrency WinWallet file, and I'm going to drag that from one window into the other, and it shows the progress of it unpacking. A second way to do that is you can right click on the file and you could put extract to this particular address, and there it went ahead and unpacked it and puts it directly on the desktop as well. And what happened is it replaced this file here. So now what we're going to do, I double clicked on that folder, and we actually see another folder inside. You may see another folder, and so you have to go through two directories to get here. When you do that, you'll see you're looking in these files for this particular file right here, ProCurrency-qt.exec. What we're going to do is we're going to double click on that, and that's going to open up the software to install it on your computer. Here's the very first thing that you need to do. Here in this case, you see that it's asking you basically, do you want to allow this software, the Pro Wallet, to access the internet bypassing your firewall? And you want to click both of these checkboxes. Okay, Now, what some people have done is to think security is better. They either uncheck both or only check one, and that ends up keeping the software from communicating with the network, which then keeps it out of sync. Because if you have this red text right here out of sync, the wallet is not going to work. It needs to have no text there. So technically, if someone didn't add those, then you wouldn't be able to allow access. So let's just put allow access to the private network. So now there could be another window that comes up that asks you about security and connecting to the internet, and that is called Windows Defender. If you see Windows Defender, then you're going to want to do the same thing, making sure the ProCurrency wallet has access to the internet unreserved. Okay, so what's happening now is you can see this progress bar down here. You see the little white section, and so you see here it says catching up. So it's downloading all of the blocks of data from the blockchain to your wallet so you can stay in sync with that wallet. And what the importance of that is, number one, mining, but number two, if you were to receive some ProCurrency, if you're out of sync, then you're not going to see it show up. So you need to be synced up with the public ledger environment of the blockchain. If you don't understand a blockchain, there's some great simple videos on YouTube so that you understand some of the background behind it. Also, here on this side, you'll see some different data points as well. Now this, we're not going to worry about this right now. Okay, now what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and we're going to close this. I'm not going to worry about syncing and everything, because what I want to do now is I want to show you how to fix your wallet if it stays out of sync. Okay, so what I'm suggesting is that when you saw the firewall, you did not check both of those check boxes, or when Windows Defender came up, you did not make sure it had access. Now the way to fix that is you're going to have to completely uninstall it from your computer. We have tested this, made sure that it did work properly. So the first thing you would want to do, and I'm going to assume that the software can be different, is we're going to go to the settings on your computer. So whether your start button is here or somewhere else, you're clicking on the start button, you're going to click on this little gear here called settings. Here we're going to go to system, and we're going to go apps and features. And what we're doing is just making sure that if it is installed in your apps or in your programs, that you're making sure that it's not there. So alphabetical. Alright, so we don't see it here, and I didn't think we would, but wanted to make sure. So we're going to close this. And what I'm going to do, just to feel very solid about it, I'm going to delete at least the files that we had there. And we're also going to delete it from the directory that it did install in. So what we're going to do to find that directory is we're going to click on Cortana, and we're going to type something in down here. We're going to do, it's % app data %, and you can click enter, and we come into this folder here, and then we're going to scroll down, and we're going to see this ProCurrency folder, and we're going to want to delete this. Okay, now there's something else that's very important at this point, so make sure you take notice. Inside this folder, well, let me go back, because if you were not able to find this folder, or if you don't have Cortana, you're running an older version of Windows, what you're going to want to do is just make sure that you're in the Windows Explorer, so that you have your hard drive all laid out like this, and what you're going to do is you're going to go into the C drive, and computers vary so much now, but essentially you're going to find the operating system C drive. You're going to go to the users, and I'm double clicking. I'm going to go to me as the user, and then you see this app data folder. We're going to go in there. We're going to go in roaming, and then you'll see we're going to scroll down and we see the ProCurrency directory. Now, very important, what we're going to do is make sure we back up your wallet. Say you were able to get some coins in your wallet before you had the out of sync error, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go in this, and you see this file right here, wallet.dat. This is the database file that records what is in your wallet. Okay, so this is your wallet essentially. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we protect that file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy it, and then I'm going to go back to our desktop, and I'm going to paste it on the desktop. Now, you could also email it to yourself, back it up to a cloud, but this is the file that it's really important to protect. So now that we have that file protected, we're going to go back to this ProCurrency directory, and I'm going to delete it. The other item that we're going to do, which we found out we had to do it to make it go back in sync, was we have to go after a couple files in the registry. This is typically very dangerous. If you delete the wrong things in your registry, your computer can stop working. You will be fine if you follow these instructions, and then you're very cautious with what you're deleting. With that, we'll proceed. So again, we're going to open Cortana, and in this search we're going to type in regedit, and we're going to hit enter, and we're going to allow this to make changes to our computer. Again, this is not the place that you want to make a mistake. These are all very specific files that run your computer. What we're going to do is we're going to click on edit, and we're going to click find, and here we're going to type in ProCurrency, and we're going to click find next. So what it's doing is searching all of the registry files for something related to the term ProCurrency. Okay, so here we see a number of things that the operating system has found. Now they're not all relevant, so don't just go delete all of them. So what we see here is something relating to Skype, TeamViewer, the zip file. Now see, these are all programs that may have received a file, sent a text message, something like that. But what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are deleting anything that looks like it was the actual registry entry. These are both files related to the zip file on the desktop. I'm going to go ahead and delete both of these. So what I'm doing is I'm right clicking on the file and I'm choosing delete. Same one here. I'm going to right click on it and choose delete. And I'm looking down the rest of the files here, and nothing else is related. So once you delete those two registry entries, you're technically done. You can close that registry editor, and back here, now what you want to do is install the wallet again, because again what we just did was we removed all traces of the software in your computer, so when we reinstall it, the software is not choosing certain settings by default. We're doing a clean install. So here what I want to do is I'm going to right click, I'm going to extract ProCurrency Wallet. You see the directory showing up right here on the desktop, which we can then enter into, and you'll see the second folder here. Now we're looking again for that ProCurrency-qt.exec file. We're going to double click on that. So here we are in the wallet again. Once you have the software started, you can come over to your toolbar here and right click on it and pin to the taskbar, so that when you close the software you'll still see the icon, so you don't have to look for it. And we can start closing some of these windows. So that's what you do. Make sure that you have both check boxes checked and you should be fine. So now this will just sync up, and the purpose of this video is not to go into the mining process, but fixing the out of sync error.
Now, if you had a wallet with history or coins and you want to restore that wallet, then you're going to want to follow these instructions. Remember that we took the wallet.dat file and we put it here on the desktop. Now what I'm going to do, I started to create history here, so I actually don't want to replace that wallet file, but I will show you how to do that. What you're going to do is you're going to want to go ahead and copy this file here, and you're going to go, remember how we went to that folder with the %appdata%, and that opens up this folder here. We can go right into the ProCurrency, and what we're going to do, and you would go ahead and paste this wallet file in here. So you would do right click, paste, and paste it, and it's going to want to overwrite the file, and that would be fine. Then what you're going to do is make sure your ProCurrency wallet is off, or restart it, and then when the software starts, it's going to read from that file and you're going to see your history there. So if you need to restore your wallet history coins, that's how you do it.